Good afternoon and welcome if you're just joining us. Wildlife conservation has until recently been a male-dominated profession, but the landscape is beginning to change. World Female Ranger Day is the first ever awareness day that celebrates female wildlife rangers globally, with a spotlight on Africa for 2021. There are female anti-poaching teams in at least 18 African countries, as well as many other countries across the world, putting themselves at the front line of conservation efforts to save some of the world's most magnificent animals whose existence is at threat. To learn more about what it's like to be a female ranger and why they want to pave the way for more women to join their forces, I'm delighted to welcome these particular women to the show. Holly Budge, founder of charity How Many Elephants and co-founder of World Female Ranger Day, and three amazing rangers. Later Makabela from the Black Mambas Anti-Poaching Unit in South Africa, Natula Sareya Sadela from the Cotters Wildlife Conservation Trust, working between Kenya and Tanzania, and Purity Lakara from Team Lioness Rangers in Kenya. Welcome to you all. Delighted to have you here through the wonders of modern technology. Holly, if I could start with you. You founded Female Ranger Day and are a conservationist and adventurer yourself, the first woman to skydive off Everest and also to climb up it. Well, I suppose you would have had to skydive off it. But welcome to the programme. Tell me a bit about why you decided to honour the efforts of female rangers.
Thank you, Mariella. It's great to be on your show today. I did actually skydive Everest on a separate expedition to climbing it. So I heard about the work of the Black Mamba Rangers in South Africa 7 years ago, whilst I was studying for a master's in sustainable design. And I was so inspired by their work and so horrified by the poaching statistics that I was reading about the African elephant crisis, of 96 elephants poached each day for their ivory. I decided to use my background as a designer to come up with a fresh awareness-raising campaign. And that's how I came up with How Many Elephants. So in short, we visualize data. So we have a global traveling exhibition that showcases 35,000 elephants on a wall to show the annual poaching rate. And it's 100% non-gruesome and non-gory. And all the money that we raise through the charity goes to supporting female rangers on the front line.
And it's not just elephants that you're protecting, is it? Though when I say just elephants, obviously elephants are magnificent. And I think you've had the privilege of patrolling on the front lines with rangers in Zimbabwe and with the Black Mambas in South Africa. What kind of experience was that?
An incredible experience, and that was the inspiration behind World Female Ranger Day, which I've co-founded with Margot Dempsey. And we just wanted to bring these incredible women together onto a platform to share their stories and best practice. And it was such an incredible privilege spending time on the front line with the Akashinga Rangers in Zimbabwe. They're fully armed. They come face to face with the poachers. And then I also had the privilege of spending time with the Black Mambas in South Africa, who are unarmed. They have pepper spray and handcuffs. And the idea is they're the eyes and the ears on the ground. They shouldn't be coming face to face with the poachers. So both doing incredible, impactful work, but two very different models, consciously very different models right there.
Well, later, let's turn to you now. You're a ranger with the Black Mambas Anti-Poaching Unit in South Africa. Tell me a little bit about how you became a ranger and how. Tell me about the experience of it. It sounds quite dangerous to be out there with just pepper spray and some handcuffs.
Hi, thank you so much. I became a Black Mamba because I gained a little information about protecting the wild animals and the environment itself as a lady from the rural village by the Timbabati Foundation. So it is very much difficult for us as women to enter into the men's world and do what men are doing. But since we knew what we wanted, We knew that we wanted to talk for the animals. We wanted to be the lawyers for the animals since they can't speak for themselves. And that's why we put our life in the line to make sure that the animals are protected for the next generation.
So tell me a little bit about your day job. Tell me about what you do as a black mamba.
So our daily job, we do patrols early in the morning and night to detect any incursions and to deter poachers through visual policing and early detection. We do snare sweeps, also conduct to clear the bush from any bushmeat poaching activity. The black members also work at the entry gates regularly to conduct stop and searchings of vehicles and contractors entering and leaving the reserve. We also close holes that we found when we are on our patrol, busy gathering all the information, because we are based in a place where there is a main road where cars are driving very much fast, so we can lose more animals on that. So we close these holes so that the animals doesn't go on the other side.
And do you often come face to face with poachers? Do you often have to use your pepper spray and your handcuffs?
Poachers doesn't want to be seen. And when they come inside the reserve, they just want to go straight for the rhino horn because they know they're going to be arrested. So we don't, most of the time, we don't get into eye and eye with them because we've been taught that when we see them, we have to keep observing. When we see them first, we need to hide. Since we don't have weapons to fight with them, we need to hide and report to our ops room where they will. We're going to be in the observation post where we're going to be watching the movement of the poachers.
Natula, let me turn to you now. You're a ranger with the Cotters Wildlife Conservation Trust. I think you're just 21 years old. What animals does your work protect and what does your job involve?
Like for us, we protect like all the animals because most of the animals live in our conservancy. So actually our job is to protect all the animals, even the rat, because they have importance in the nature. So actually we protect like all the animals, including elephants, lions, rhinos, like all of them.
And what first got you involved with the rangers?
Okay, born in a Maasai area and raised in a Maasai area, it made me have some passion in protecting the animals and getting to educate the people, the community about the importance of them. So I had to focus on it and I came up being a ranger.
And how much do you think it is, that it's a twofold thing, on the one part, you need to protect the animals. On the other, it's education in terms of conservation.
Like empowering the community and maybe getting them learned on the importance of keeping the animals for the future generation really is important. We did that by educating them and empowering them, and they came up and they knew the importance of it. So actually, we and the community, we both taking good care of them.
That's very good to know. Purity, I think you're 24 years old and you're a team lioness ranger in the lands that border the famous wildlife haven and tourist spot of Amboseli National Park in Kenya. Tell me a little bit about Team Lioness and what you do.
Okay, Team Lioness is a group of 8 young ladies from Maasai. We are called Team Lioness because we work with men where we call them lions, then we are lionesses. Yeah, so that's where the Team Lioness come from. Team Lioness, we are we are the only group, women ranger unit in Kenya. We work together with IFO to protect wildlife and even the traditional Maasai land around the Amboseli National Park. We protect all kinds of animals, including elephants, giraffes, cheetahs, lions. In fact, all kinds of animals are in our conservancy, our protected areas and around the Amboseli National Park.
Later, when you first started working with the Black Mambas, you've said that people in the community were resistant to the idea of you doing that job. Why?
It's because we grew up in a community where we've been told that women cannot enter into the men's world and do what men are doing. Women need to stay at home, take care of the kids, and do house chores. So we have proven to the communities as the Black Mambas where we're coming from that women can go for any opportunity that they see, and women can do better than men. And by doing this, we are using our boots in the ground and going to the communities, teach them about the environment, how to protect the environment. Mostly, we want women to understand about nature conservation and know that they can enter into the men's world and do everything that they have to do. We have become the role models in the communities where we're coming from by the job that we are doing. We have shown to youth and old people that protecting the wild animals is what we need to do for our next generation and for ourselves, because tourism is the only industry that is providing more in the villages that we are coming from.
This is Mariella Frostrop on Times Radio in association with NatWest. After this short break, we'll be exploring just how dangerous the work of our 3 female rangers is and how it's been impacted by the pandemic.
Stories of our time.